Always do. There we go.
That's better. Hey there, Vanagon addicts. This is Ken Wilford here at Vanagon. Hope you guys are having a great day. We're having a great day here. The weather's kind of meh, but it's better than last week. We're not getting some freezing super zero, sub-zero temperatures. Like last week, it was really, really super cold. We had like one day of negative temperatures, -4, which for us is really cold. And so today it's like, I don't know.
It was like
60,
60.
I think.
Pretty sure.
It was rainy, but
warm.
It was warm. And I'm sorry we didn't start at 4 o'clock, but again, my daughter Rachel's car, which is a 2004 Jetta station wagon, it needed brand new tires, so we had to run to the tire store and get that all done. And so, we just now got back. So, good to have you guys with us. Hope you're having a great week. And, hope some of you guys are doing some Vanagon projects. It's been really slow here with part sales, just letting you know. I know a lot of it has to do with basically Christmas hangover things where people are like trying to pay off their Christmas gift debts and whatnot. So I understand all that. Doesn't really help us out here, but and I know a lot of you guys have bought a lot of stuff from us already, so maybe you've never even installed all the stuff. It's possible. But anything you guys can do would be awesome help. That way, we would definitely appreciate it. But so we've been doing work on my daughter's Jetta, and we got that all wrapped up. I'm going to get back on some bus things we're doing. I had a customer have a 85 Westie that broke down the other day, and I had a good used motor here that I'm getting ready for him. So, just a lot of stuff. I'm staying busy getting stuff done. I wish I was making like the money I was making 2 months ago. That would be awesome because yeah, it's a little slow right now. But anyway, this is my time of year for me to relax a little bit, or sit back, reflect, think about new ideas for stuff and things. And, because it's a slower time of the year. So I kind of have to force myself to try to enjoy it, because when we get busy, it's so busy that you can't, you're just like going full blast and all that stuff. All right. So I got some stuff to talk about. If you're here, shout us out in the comments, say hi, and let us know that you're here. I actually got involved in a live stream today myself for the first time. And that's kind of funny. I do a live stream. I've never actually been involved in one. And so today I was just doing something, and I saw on Instagram, one of my guys I follow, his thing is called Synchro Van. And I think he's an Italian guy. Right now he is traveling around in Greece. And he was doing a live stream from a place that they call Greek Westie. Okay, so instead of Go Westie, it's Greek Westie. And it's a place in Greece where they repair Vanagons and Westphalias. And so he was live streaming from there, just kind of letting people see what the shop was like. That's pretty neat. They had a lot of vans, and they were working on them right there. And so I got involved and was talking with him a little bit, and seemed like a nice guy. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that, I am kind of getting to see why you guys like doing this, because you can talk back and forth to me in real time. We can have little conversations and all that stuff. It's pretty neat. So if you guys have any questions about your van, things that need to be fixed, just let us know. Put it in the chat, and we'll be glad to talk to you about that. But I do have a couple things I wanted to talk about here, in case people are still waiting for stuff and things. You have something?
Yeah. Indigenous Pathways is here, says, hello, I'm in need of a security system. Do you have any recommendations of such that would include alarm for vehicle, break-in of windows and or doors, as well as GPS to locate vehicle? Thanks. That sounds really sophisticated and like a good idea, but is there something out there like that?
There definitely is. I mean, usually what people do is they'll take their car to a local shop or Best Buy, and they can kind of recommend a security system that way. I've had very mixed results and stuff on that, though. I've had lots of vans come in here with security systems installed. Unless you have power locks, I think it makes it harder. So if you have power locks, that would be, you can actually get keyless entry. Okay. I don't have a specific brand that I can recommend, but I've seen a few that were like that. The only downside is like you have to basically, I guess, find out how it works, how to temporarily disable it or whatever. So when you take it to a shop to get worked on, they're not, like the alarm's not going off on them. Like the one car that we had here, it was weird about being enabled or disabled. And the thing with the glass is usually how they take care of that is like any kind of motion sensor. So they'll have like a motion sensor on the car. If the car gets jostled, which would basically include like somebody breaking a window, it would set off the alarm. Okay. The downside is sometimes they're so sensitive, you can just walk by the car and it's like going, boop, 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 you know, like it's getting ready to go off and all this stuff. Yeah. So I would check with the local installer that installs radios and alarm systems and stuff, and they could probably like recommend something to you. That way you're keeping it local too. You got a person you can go to if you have any issues and problems. So that's my recommendation on that one.
Says no power locks. What about Viper or LoJack?
I mean, like I said, those things are out there. LoJack, you know, is a tracking thing where you can also make the car be able to be disabled remotely. And it can track it. It's extremely expensive, though. I'm pretty sure it's like, I don't know how expensive LoJack is. I'm pretty sure you have to pay like a monthly service charge and different other things. I'll have to look into it, see if there's anything like, you know, everything nowadays is so much cheaper. I mean, you could possibly get a cell phone, an old cell phone, and like have a 12-volt outlet or something somewhere in the car. And then this phone, you can have it on your phone plan or something. And like Android phones, you can actually locate them now through this thing on your computer, Google, and you can locate your Android phone like wherever it is. So, you know, you could do that real super cheap. You would have like zero. The only monthly thing you would pay is like another thing on your cell phone contract. And since you don't use any minutes or anything, you could just be like just straight up the cheapest thing ever. And then if you ever needed to track your car, you could just like turn it on. That's what I would probably do. It'd be pretty easy to do something like that. A lot of people have old phones sitting around too that they don't really use because the batteries are going dead or whatever. I mean, you could rig it up, like I said, with a 12-volt outlet nearby that's just plugged in all the time, turned on all the time. If you were storing the car, you would, of course, unhook it so it doesn't drain your battery. But, you know, you could like leave it on as long as you're normally using it because that's when you're, you know, worried about it getting stolen or whatever. Just don't use it to track your loved ones, right? People, we live in a society where we have to trust others, all right? So if you're thinking about putting it in there, so you're tracking your wife's location things at all times, okay? That's actually how I found out about the whole thing with the phone, but it was because I was hungry and my wife was up in town getting some fast food, and then I'm like, you know what? I can actually track her phone and see where she is so that I can tell how much longer it's going to take for this food to show up. So I went on Google's thing and tracked her phone. Yeah, I could sit there. You could refresh it and sit there and the little dots going bloop, bloop, bloop on the map. It was great. Oh my and then I could like gear. All right, stomach, you got 10 minutes. We'll be good. You can last. Oh my word. So anyway, that's my crazy Google phone tracking situation story.
AJ Lozable says, hello from San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? God bless Texas, my friend.
Indigenous says, thanks. Mike Kanye had said, hidden battery switch on negative cable with small fuse for radio.
Yeah, yep. I mean, you could do that. A lot of people back in the day, the big alarm system thing was just disabling, you know, the starter of the car. So people came in, or you could even just disable the ignition, which would be even way better. So somebody comes in, they try to crank the car, it cranks and cranks, but it won't start. They'll just think, oh, stupid piece of junk van doesn't start. Okay? Because if you turn the key and nothing happens, then, oh, there must be a switch here somewhere. You know, but you could put a switch under the dash between the ignition switch and where it gives power to the coil, and then just turn that on and off. So they'd be able to crank it over, it just would never start. So you're basically psyching them out. Yeah, I think there's a couple, the Slow Dutchman. I don't know if you guys have ever watched their YouTube channel. It's very lightly attended. Barely anybody ever watches it. But he has a bunch of security measures on his van. So, like, he has multiple disabling things. Then he also has, like, a key thing on his shifter so that you can't, like, put it in neutral and just roll it. Because I guess they went to Central America. They were worried about people just basically stealing the van and pushing it away somewhere. I guess 20 guys and pushing it and stuff. And that's how they built all them pyramids down there. Just FYI. They had like a whole big group of dudes and they just pushed crap around. So, basically you go down there now and like something needs to get done. They'd be like 20 guys show up, push, the van goes 20 miles away. There you go. Bam. And I'm not being racist or nothing, but hey, them people get stuff done. So there you go. You just have to understand. Like we had guys come from Guatemala one time. My friend was their pastor. They came to the house, and we didn't have a lawnmower. Okay, so of course, American guy, he'd be like, "I need my lawnmower. The lawnmower's broken." And these guys are like, "Your lawn needs to be trimmed." I'm like, "Yes, you're right." So they said, "You got any steak knives?" I'm like, steak knives. Yes. Like, are you going to kill me now or what? But they were super nice guys. So they grabbed like 10 steak knives, 10 dudes, went out in the yard, cut the grass with a steak knife, bundled all the grass, these little hay bale bundle things, and put them over to the side. 5 minutes, the yard was mowed. Bam. Right? That's how they did it. That's how they roll down there. All right. So if they want to steal your Vanagon, you better believe it. They got some skills. They'll push that van as far as it needs to get pushed until it's where they want it to be. All right, you can't mess with them people. Wow. They're determined peoples. All right, that's what I'm trying to say, and they will get things done. All right, so I got some stuff to talk about. Let's go to screenception here. All right, one of the things, I don't know if you guys noticed this week, but they had a big electronics show, okay, this week, and CES. And at CES, okay, the president, I think, of Volkswagen actually showed up. And the reason why he showed up was to talk about your favorite and mine, the Buzz ID. And talking about self-driving vehicles, okay? So he actually showed up to talk at the NVIDIA talk that they had at CES. If you guys know what CES is, that's Consumer Electronics Show. I think it was in Las Vegas. And, they talk about all the new up-and-coming deals and stuff and things. And so I was impressed that the head of Volkswagen was at this show specifically to talk about the Buzz ID. They're calling it the ID Buzz, which, yeah, birds, get your stuff right. And so, again, we keep talking about the Buzz ID. The Buzz ID is in the news. In this situation, not only is it an electric bus, it's also a self-driving bus. And NVIDIA is making processors and things to be able to power, self-driving vehicles. If any of you guys out there are thinking about investing in some stock things, NVIDIA might be a good thing to invest in. And also Volkswagen stock might also be another good thing to invest in, because Volkswagen is getting real serious with its electrical cars. And, when they get serious about something, it's a thing. They're still the #1 car manufacturer in the world. Okay, so I thought that was cool. NVIDIA, okay, and the head of Volkswagen came out to that CES show. I never would have really thought that he would have did that, but yes, he did. And then let me go back here. I had some other notes, and they're being dumb and stupid. Where? Now, who cares about you? All right, here's some other stuff. All right, now there's another there's another thing. I don't know if you guys ever read Jalopnik. Okay, Jalopnik is a online car specific site. Okay, it's like a blog this one guy does, and every week he does a new post about great price or crack pipe. Okay, and this week's thing is a T4 Doka that they're trying to sell. Now, they're trying to sell this thing from the port in Denmark, and they actually had this Doka. They had some Sinkas there as well, and they're trying to sell this car for about $9,750. They pinky swear promise that will be your delivered cost on this, but it's going to have to go through Canada and all this other stuff. And it's a diesel, 1.9, naturally aspirated. And, the only thing, I think it's worth this. $10,000, yes. It's a work truck, so there is some damage and stuff and things going on. Oh, my gosh. How do I get to the real website? Because this thing is pretty much garbage. Nope. All right. I've never used this Evernote thing for this before, but it was a big mistake. What is it doing? And so, anyway... what do you guys think? So you can go on Jalopnik's site and you can vote on this, whether it is nice pipe or crack pipe. I'm going to go there because I'm so sick of that. Okay. And you can vote on this. Right now, I think it's 70% people have decided it's crack pipe. Okay. If you're from another country and you don't know what a crack pipe is, I feel happy for you. But here in America, we know exactly what a crack pipe is. You can see this was a work truck. From what I'm seeing on these kind of Dokas, they're not as nice as the Vanagons because you see back here, there's no like treasure chests and storage things underneath like the Vanagon had. It's just pretty much like just this crew cab thing. It's got the 3-door like a Vanagon Doka does, 3-door situation. Then back here, it's just a frame, and then you've got a bed back here. So I don't know, maybe $9,000. You can see this is the 4-cylinder 1.9 diesel. I think it's rocking 60 HP Zors, which is nothing. So, it's going to be super slow. But I guess if you needed, something to put your Guatemalan people grass clippings in the back and drive it from the backyard to the front yard, it would be awesome. And it's got 140,000 miles. They also claim that they're doing timing belt and other stuff right before. The problem I got is that, there's always a gotcha. So what I see happening is they try to bring this thing in, and then there's a problem, and then, you got 10 grand wrapped up in this thing that's could be something or not something. They had another, nice price or crack pipe thing like last week for this 88 Doka for $27,000. That's pretty much crack pipe, but whatever, each to its own. Each to his own. This is way less crack pipe than that as far as the price goes, I think. But just because it's way cheaper. So if you get a chance, check out this Jalopnik thing and vote on whether you think it's crack pipe worthy or not crack pipe worthy. Another article I saw a while back is this one. Okay, so this is a 1959 Mercedes Benz van 0319 van. Okay, and basically, let me see if I can find this website too, because the picture is not coming through for some reason. Basically, what this is this old Volkswagen bus looking van that somebody has basically tried to make like a Westie. And, then they're going to try to sell it for like a ton of money. So it's going into, here we go. I think I can find it this way. It's going into the Scottsdale's auctions. Yeah, here it is right here. Bam. It's going to the Scottsdale's auctions. Somebody spent a lot of money on it. 1959 Mercedes 0319. They put like some kind of more souped up engine in it. It's a cool looking van, right? It's cool looking. I'm digging it. Okay. It's kind of like a cross between a Volkswagen van and like a bus, like a actual real bus that you would, like a city bus. I don't know where the motor is located. That's a question mark. I assume back here. They don't ever show it because there's no nose. But then they also have a hump up here, so I'm slightly confused. Then you see what they did on the inside. I mean, it's like 1996 or something. I don't understand that at all. But you know, what do you guys think about this thing? Are you excited about this bus? Mercedes-Benz wannabe wishes it was a Volkswagen bus. I mean, that's what they made a big deal about it in this Auto Week article. They're like, oh, if you Volkswagen bus restoration examples are worth a lot of money, so this Mercedes one is definitely got to be worth money, except for the fact that, right? I mean, who wants it? Okay, like nobody, basically. So we'll see what happens. I might check back on this and see, you know, what it sells for later, just to kind of get an idea of if it was worthy. This should be like nice price crack pipe article to me, but it's not. All right, so that's that stuff. All right, now let me go back to the live stream because, you know, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, which, let me stop sharing this. Okay, bam. So now we should be back. All right, the elephant in the room. I'm going to drop the bomb. If you haven't had the bomb dropped, explosion, head blows up, part. The bomb is fixing to drop right now. All right, are you ready? So here's the bomb that I'm fixing to drop onto your face. And most of you will be like, oh, I know that already. For months and months, I was hearing rumors of a Vanagon specialty store who was getting bought by another store. Okay. On Sunday, I got an email from the two stores that are involved in this situation. One of the stores is a place called Van Cafe, which you may have heard of. Another place is called Rocky Mountain Westie, which you also may have heard of. And basically what's happening is Van Cafe is closing and being merged into Rocky Mountain Westie to some extent. Okay, so the location in Santa Cruz is being closed. From what I've heard, Peter is going to be restoring sprinters for individuals that have lots of money, or he just likes people that way. And he's a real nice guy. Nothing bad. Okay, if he wants to do that, that's cool. I mean, he's been doing the Vanagon thing for forever. So I wish Peter all the best. I'm glad that he's doing something that he likes and he's got his business sold or passed on the torch to somebody else. Rocky Mountain Westie, they're nice people to deal with too. I've dealt with them a few times, not as much as maybe Van Cafe over the years, but I think Mike, who's the owner there, he's a nice guy. They have basically, what I've heard is that they are buying all their assets of Van Cafe, like the parts things, and then they're setting them up in their warehouse, and they're going to be selling that stuff. I don't know if it's just they're selling through the stock until they get done, or if they're going to just keep doing what Van Cafe did. But a lot of the people from Van Cafe, they're not going to, I think a couple of them might be going to Colorado for Rocky Mountain Westie. A lot of them are not. So, what do you guys think? What is your opinion of this situation? I mean, I always have mixed feelings. I don't rejoice about it because to me, any place, Van Cafe, Go Westie, Bus Depot, you know, myself, I mean, we're all kind of helping each other out and the community out. One less one out there is not, you know, there's just one less source people have to like help each other out. So I'm not rejoicing in it. I respect everybody involved and I wish them the best in it. I hope that things go well. So that's my attitude towards it. And I'm hoping that, you know, the community can continue to grow and go forward and all that stuff. But if you guys have any comments on that situation, let me know. So I think if you place your order, they claim that I think they're going to ship till like the 17th or the 19th, somewhere in that range. Then there's going to be like a hiatus while they're transferring stuff out to Colorado. And then at some point, probably early February or something, they're going to resume operation things out there, I guess. So that's about all I know. If you guys know more or you're like super freaked out, I hope your head didn't blow up right then. like I said, most of you guys know about this already because it's been talked about online and stuff. So, but there's still people out there that don't know about it. So I thought I would mention that. And, you know, it's a big story for the Vanagon world. So there you go.
Indigenous Pathway says, it was a business decision. Tons of money in the Bay Area. Inside source says that the current business was not too profitable. Can make more money on super expensive build-outs than Vanagon parts.
I mean, I understand. You know, I questioned a little bit. Like, I see how much parts cost. Okay, because I bring them in, I import them, especially stuff that you have to import, and it takes a lot of hassle and time and energy and stuff. And, you know, I would get these things in here. I would price them according to what I felt like. You know, it was still way below list and all this stuff. And I don't know, a couple months later, I would go on Van Cafe's site, and it was like they were trying to, like, super cheap it out. And I know people will like that. Like, they were like, oh, this is awesome. They have this part, and it's, like, really, really cheap. But, I mean, like, some of their stuff, they were making, like, 30% or less. And to go through all that hassle and stuff to make, like, less than 30% on something, like, why? You know, so I can understand what they're saying. And plus, California is super expensive. You got a lot of overhead, taxes, and rent and all this other stuff. I mean, yeah, you got to factor all that crap in, dude. You can't just be like, this is all free. So that was one of the things, you know. And so sometimes I would have to, like, lower my stuff down. I'm like, well, I got to be, you know, at least close, or people are going to be like, Kayne Wilford's on, like, super expensive and everything. But, you know, like I said, it's a big hassle sometimes to get certain things. You have to track it down. You have to import it. Then you got to, like, wait and do duties and all this other stuff. And if you're not making any money off of it, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, why am I even bothering with this? You know? I mean, yes, I want to help people out, but that part of that whole deal is they're helping you out. So, Westie Ventures of Maryland is moving to the West Coast. I actually think they did that like 10 years ago. So, newsflash, boom, 10 years old. Carl Mullendor, that's what you're talking about, right, Mike? He moved to the West Coast like 10 years ago, dude. I don't know if he still has a house in Maryland, but he's been gone for a long time. He's been living in like Washington State or Oregon or something for like 10 years. All right, film at 11. All right, so thanks for that newsflash. Okay, doke. I know some people actually have mentioned that to me over the years. They're like, well, Westie Ventures. I'm like, they moved out west like a long time ago. But I don't know if Carl came back and forth a few times, but he's been out there for a while. All right. Any other questions or comments, guys? Like I said, I apologize for the 5 o'clock thing, but it was basically just trying to help out my daughter. I got a weird thing right here. All right, I'm gonna mention it. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. Most of you will not need it. You see what this deal is right here? Okay, this is for a synchro. It is the little valve thing that's on the dash. Okay, this is what it would look like if you took your whole dash apart and got this. I actually had a customer order one of these on our website, and I was like, "Oh, well, I can easily get that." And then I tried to get it, and I could not easily get it. And I had to get it from Latvia. It's like new old stock, Volkswagen stuff and things from Latvia. So if you go on our website and you put in like synchro vacuum or something, it will bring up this deal and we will sell it to you. I have one. So if you think you might need one some point in the future, bam, there you go. Another thing I just put on the store today is the carpet set, the front carpet sets for the Vanagon. It's going to be $4.99. And the one we have for sale right now is going to match like 87 to 92. Or people, I keep getting people calling me with 92 vans, right? 87 to 92, okay. Vans that had the gray interior. This gray carpet, it's molded, okay? It has the plastic thing at your feet that's like stock. It looks like a stock carpet. So if you want to restore your van and you're sick of that gray carpet being like wore out or having like 500 coffee stains where people like put coffee mugs on the floor and then drove away and all that kind of stuff. There's brand new carpet for the front. It does the seat pedestal things. It wraps around. It has all the little plastic pieces. There's a picture of it on the site. Okay, so if you type in like carpet set as a keyword, it would probably bring that up. Now the picture is black, but that is just for representative purposes only. The actual carpet is gray, and it's actually made to mimic as close as possible the factory carpet, the gray carpet. So it's like the same kind of carpet, and it's made to match that, and it has edgings on it and all that stuff, you know. So it's really, really nice. It does basically the whole entire front. So you've got the front feet area, you've got the middle section between the two front seats, you get the pedestal things, and then the back side of the pedestal things. You know, it doesn't do anything in the back, just the front section area. But usually that's the most messed up area. So if you're restoring a Synchro, a Doka, well, usually they have rubber flamets. You're in a Synchro, a Karat, any of that kind of stuff, it would work good. It actually, and you could even use it in an earlier van if you wanted to, like, say, retrofit a gray interior into an earlier van. A lot of people do that, gray and black. Attack.
Wow.
Okay. It would be great for something like that. Okay, so take a look at that. See what you guys think if you want to order it. I'm not sure what the lead time is on it, but it should be available very soon. Okay, the people that make it basically told me 2 weeks ago that it was basically ready to sell. So I'm trying to sell it. I also have a set of the Vanagon like truck mirrors here. I have one set of them available if you need a set of those. We have a set in stock. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Right now I have one set because somebody ordered a set, and I never buy just one of anything, so I bought another one. So if you need one, we got one as of 1/12/18. If you're listening to this video 20 years from now, we probably don't have them anymore. And I might be dead.
You're not even
or
that old.
extremely old.
You're not even that old.
Like we're driving in our hover cars. We're hovering around. Actually, what we're doing is we're sitting in a chair while our drones bring food and just drop it into our mouths. And then we have like our chair is like a toilet. So we move, we don't even move. And we have like these virtual reality goggles on our face. This is what's going to be like. All right.
Ew.
I know. Isn't that terrible? Why don't we just like leave now?
Oh my god.
All right. So
Billy Shepard says he's late, but better late than never, Billy.
all right, Billy, it's good to see you, man. Glad you're here with us today. And I know some of you guys like listen to this as an audiobook. So, you know, when you hear the sound of the chimes, turn the page. Okay. What else is going on?
Chris Snyder says, "Hi Ken. Hold on. Let me try again. Are rear side plastic panels ?
Are rear side plastic panels real? Do they exist in our reality? I'm not sure. Are they available to purchase? Yes. The answer to all those questions is yes.
For each side, including rear washer access.
Rear washer access. Oh, okay. He's talking about the interior panels for the back. I have to check on that. I think they're out there. I think there are actually available in plastic, like you're saying, the black PVC, like plastic stuff and things. There's a guy in the Samba that sells it, but I've bought his bus ones, and they're decent. They're like real super thin and flexible and stuff. But if it's just like kick panels, you're probably good shape. But I'll check it out for you, Chris. I got your calendar on the way to you today, too, by the way. I got it packaged up, so you should probably get it by Tuesday or something. I'm sorry it took me till today to send it, but it's on the way. You probably got a thing about that. What else? And Billy, did Billy get his hand cleaner?
Ooh.
I don't know. I think did he say something about that last week?
No, I think someone else.
It was Mike was talking about that, I think,
yeah,
last week.
he was talking about
and possibly
he got his.
Somebody else.
I think.
All right. Now, I do need, though, I would like to maybe either do some kind of contest for pictures of vans. I need pictures of vans. I need a picture of an air-cooled van, like a straightforward front picture, okay, of like an air-cooled van in nice condition. I need another picture that would represent the diesel and 1.9 vans, since they both have round headlights and they both have the upper and lower grille. Okay. Then I need another picture that's like a nice picture of Vanagon with the square headlights. And then I need another nice picture of a Eurovan. Okay. And the reason why we're doing all this is because of our new site that we're working on. I need to have some of these pictures so that we can, you know, put them on the site. So if you send us these pictures, your van will be super famous, because it will be what people click on to actually go to parts of that van. And, you know, we could do some kind of or something, like I could give away a coupon on the site for you. But what I would like is to have a bunch of pictures, people email them in to us, and then we can pick like the best one of each category. And then that person is going to get a prize. Now, if you have every single one of these vans, like say I own an air-cooled diesel 1.9, 2.1 Eurovan, and that Mercedes-Benz, I just bought that one too. And I have a Buzz ID. I just have everything. If you have all that stuff, you're only going to win one prize. Okay. I would say the prize, we're going to say, what do you think? $20 coupon? That's pretty nice. Okay. But that's going to be for the winner. Now, if you win one category, you can't win more than one. So we'll have like the next person, the next runner-up, we'll pick them. Okay, so I don't want to discourage you. If you have 25 vans or something, I mean, you can take pictures of all of them as long as they look nice. Okay, and we're basically going to scale them down and turn them into like a little small, what do they call that thing? Like a little icon almost of each one. Excuse me. So if you're interested in that, send your pictures to dear old Vanagon. Send today. Send right away. Send your pictures to dear old Leah person. All right. I made that jingle up completely. I didn't steal it off of Captain Noah from Philadelphia. All right.
Oh, my word.
From Philadelphia, Channel 6. All right. Yes, I super did. Sorry, Captain Noah. You're probably dead now. But I apologize anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. What else do we got here?
Billy says, thanks for the hand cleaner. I gave you a plug on VO on Facebook.
Sweet.
And Chris Snyder was just elaborating on like what he was looking for, like gray 1987 Vanagon. Mike Kanye says, good hand cleaner. And then when you were talking about the prize, Jason Swan was like, $1 million.
$1 million.
A small loan of $1 million.
That's right. I mean, I could be like the president and give you like a little small loan of $12 million.
Small loan of $1 million.
It's so tiny.
Like when I was a young man.
$1 million.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
That's so uncanny. It's like he's right here in the room with me.
Sorry, that's my really crappy Donald Trump impression.
I gotta get her some orange hand cleaner for her face.
When I did that when I worked at Chick-fil-A, everyone in the room groaned. Like, no, stop!
I need to get a Make Vanagons Great Again hat. But anyway, all right, we're not going to move into the political realm. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
We've completely lost track of it. Yeah, so no $1 million, like $20. Does that work? And, you know, we will, like I said, give out coupon codes to people. I mean, I gave out people a lot of coupon codes when we were doing testing on the site last year. And my site testing person was like, Ken, you're giving away all these coupon codes. This is such scary. Don't do this. I think 2 people ever used them. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not super scared about giving away coupon codes. Because a lot of times when people get them, they actually use them and they buy like a decent order. When you give them away and people don't use them, I probably gave away like 10 coupon codes last time. And like I said, I had to actually honor 2. I'm sure everybody out there that studs a coupon code is like, oh, I better use them right now. 10 things. Okay. No, if you tell me you have a coupon code, I'll honor it. There's no problem. Just don't try to do it twice in a row. That's not gonna work. No. I'm not that stupid. I'm not Costco, right? Did you hear about this thing with Costco this week?
Oh my gosh.
They have a really super. I mean, I think I have a generous return policy because people will like send me back stuff like 2 years into the future. They'll send a core back and be like, "Hey, I got this core from you for my computer for whatever 2 years ago. So okay, here it is. Now give me my money back." And most shops are like 90 days, and that's it. Okay. But, you know, I try to honor that, especially if it's something that's like computers hard to get or whatever. I don't really mind. But Costco, they have a super generous policy. This lady brought back on January 4th, brought back her Christmas tree that she had bought. It was a live tree, right? And brought it back and said, "Oh, this died. So I want all my money back."
Durr.
Wow. Okay. Number one, how much, does it take to do that, right? Like, wow. Okay. And then number two, to sit there and other people are like, this guy took a picture of it and posted it online, and she was still did it anyway. And all I gotta say is, how much money was that? Like $30, $50, $60? Was it worth the public humiliation of it? No.
I mean, I would feel really stupid taking a dead Christmas tree
on top of that
to a store.
It's basically dishonest. Like, you're stealing from Costco to tell them that this tree that you basically bought to use at Christmas, you used it the entire time, and then you're gonna bring it back and be like, it's dead now. It died. Like, no, duh. It was died when they cut it from the forest. You know, you just put a dead tree into your house
and then let it rot
and put lights on it and
basically
said it's the best, and then you took it down and said, "Oh, it's dead." Ugh. So anyway, we're not, don't do that to me. Don't send me back your old burnout water pumps. And like, "Oh, Ken, this water pump went bad after like 200,000 miles." I'll be like, "That's nice. I'm buying a new one." All right. All right. So I guess that's what's happening right now. We're working on a 1.9 engine. I was going to do a speedy uppy video on it, but I didn't get a chance to do that. Pulled the heads off. There's some little damage, like little tiny dings on the inside of the head and also on top of the pistons. I'm thinking it could be little piece of rings that broke off and banged around in there. This guy brought the van here a couple years ago, and it was a brand new rebuilt engine. It probably had like 1,000 miles on it. And it had heat tabs and everything on it, and they were all intact. And he had lost compression in cylinder number 3. Like, it ran good, it sounded good, but it just had no compression on cylinder number 3. It was making like some little clacking noises and things. I thought we were going to take it apart and we're going to find like a burnt valve, but took it apart. The cylinder that had 0 compression didn't have any little tiny marks. It was actually a couple other cylinders that had good compression. Okay. But so we'll see what happens there. Maybe I'll do a little video on like removing and reinstalling cylinders, because that is like, that's a thing. Believe me. I mean, we're not going to be rebuilding this engine completely, because as far as I know, the bottom end has just been rebuilt. But we are going to be servicing the pistons. We may be replacing the pistons with new ones. We'll just have to see how damaged they are. And we're definitely probably going to be replacing the rings, because I think they got broken. You have to be real careful when you do rings, because if you force it, they're cast iron, so they're brittle. All right.
Jason says, "Be glad the Christmas tree customer isn't one of yours."
I hear you, man.
And he says, "Ever do lower ball joints on a Eurovan? The triple squares are pretty crusty. Coil and heat and a prayer should break the bolts."
I have did ball joints on a Vanagon or Eurovan, and I can't say curse words on this channel. If I could say curse words on this channel, I would say every curse word that was ever invented by humans. I don't know why, but the ball joints on Eurovans,
Oh my gosh.
they are the worst design thing. And they're so hard to get apart, frozen, rusted. I had to use, like you're saying, a lot of penetrating stuff, torches and things to get it apart. The one van, you know, and people never replace them because they're such a major pain. And this one van, what had happened, Eurovan, he hit a pothole. The bottom ball joint was so wore out that the whole tire went like this, like almost 90 degrees, like it's supposed to be like this, and it went like that because the ball joint popped apart. So it ripped the CV axle out of the transmission. The whole actual axle pulled out. Then that little, there's like this actual stub piece inside the transmission pulled out with it. And yeah, it was a big mess. And I was going to put it back together and stuff. I actually did get back together. And then the end piece of the transmission shaft thing just went tink and snapped off because I guess I had gotten stressed by, yeah. Oh, you know, Eurovans are okay, but some of the design choices, I mean, the front suspension of a Eurovan, torque, what are them stupid things called? It's not, they don't have any springs. They have this super old thing where they have these torque rods or whatever that come down. I mean, this is like 1956 technology going on. Why? And it doesn't make any sense. I mean, all the rest of the VWs at that point it went to, you know, McPherson struts, front suspensions. And yet the Eurovan is like going back to like 1950s and saying, yeah, we're going to do this like torque rod deal for our front suspension. Yeah, this is dumb. I mean, the buses didn't even have that. They had when they had it in the beam thing, but you know, we have moved on, believe me, since then. All right, anybody else got any crazy comments? I'm sorry to bust on Eurovan so bad.
Billy says, I bought the 1.9 engine I was telling you about. Strong, complete engine, ECU, and everything with it.
Sweet. Oh, does anybody... Oh, never mind. I'm good.
Okay.
All right. I was going to ask about a part, but I think I've got it covered now. Yeah, well, that's good, Billy. I'm glad you got all that stuff. I mean, get everything you can get if the guy's giving this stuff away with the motor, because you never know what you're going to need. And if he's just like, just take all this stuff. If you're doing a motor conversion, I think is what happened. Just get everything, because you probably will need it at some point. All right. Anything else going on, guys? I got, I think Mike Hanna is going to be showing up here tomorrow. So that'll be awesome. And we'll get to meet him and this other guy, Alex, who works at IMC. We get a lot of parts from IMC, so I'll be able to chat with him for a few moments. They're buying the motor off of me that's been here for a little while. Help them out. Help me out.
You think you'll film that all? A little bit?
Nah. Nah. Dude, I can't film that. My phone will run out of battery juice.
Oh, yeah, it would take a long time.
Because Mike will sit here and be like, just like that. Won't even say a word though. Like this for like, I don't know, half hour. Don't. I'm just kidding, Mike. Mike's a great guy. I appreciate him. I'm just teasing him that way. But, and he's been helping me a lot. We're working on the lithium battery thing. So complicated, you know, and it's such a new thing that I thought, you know, all this stuff would be hashed out by the lithium battery. We talked about it last week. It is not hashed out. How to charge a lithium battery in a car as a secondary battery is complicated. We think we've got it figured out. We're still working on it. But apparently very few people have actually did this and made it work successfully in any realm. You know, so you have all these sprinters out there. You got all these other RVs out there and different things. It's not just like pop this battery in there and everything's cool, because you have your lead acid battery as your running battery, right? I mean, you don't want to replace that with a $600 battery just so it'll start the car. That's dumb. And then you have your lithium, and they charge like a lot different than each other. And so you can't just hook up the two together and be like, okay, bam, alternator, do magical things, charge this one way and this one the other way. Yeah, that's not going to work. So there's charge controller things and isolator deals and all kinds of other stuff and things that we're working on. And other people have been working on this, you know, So there's a Australian company we're looking into right now that's got a nice little module thing that they sell. So we'll see how that works out. All right. Any other questions before we peace out? It's about that time. You know what time it is, kids?
Not yet. Probably at the last possible second, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised Costas isn't on here today.
You will summon him.
He must be taking a Costas break or something. He actually asked me earlier. He's like, "You gonna be on there?" But maybe because we didn't do it at 4 o'clock, he peaced out on me.
Ooh. Brent Wade says, "Hey Ken, just a comment.
Hey Brent.
Just got through replacing my aging Vanagon stock door lock actuators with new Eurovan actuators. It's a great upgrade that only requires connecting harness splicing."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You can buy the only downside, is that the Eurovan actuators aren't really made as well. I've always thought of them as kind of like the Barbie car of the I don't even know why I think about it that way. But the original Vanagon ones, the black ones, they're made really pretty ruggedly, and they seem like they're like a decent, like beefy and stuff. You go to the Eurovan ones, it's like this really way thinner green plastic and the guts of it just seems like it's not quite as well made. Now the good part is you can get them. They, like you're saying, just a few splices, or you can even buy these little harness things that you can, plug in and plug and play or whatever. As far as how good they hold up, I guess they hold up as good. I mean, the Eurovans ones last pretty good. You can buy really cheap versions of it on eBay as well that are made in China. But guess what? The new Eurovan ones are most likely made in China. So, yep. So I'm glad you got that took care of. I did that conversion last year in Belize when we went down on that customer's van down there. One of his locks was malfunctioning. I mean, I did a lot of the original locks, taking them apart, cleaning them, putting them back together. A lot of times you can fix them that way. The bad part is they're getting to a certain point now where they're all about worn out. And then they have this boot on the top that lets water to get in. If it goes rotten, they're pretty much all rotten. So the best way to go is like you're saying. You go with the Eurovan ones. And then hopefully they'll be available for another 10 years or so.
He says, and they're loud.
Are they loud? Yeah. No. Sorry.
In case you didn't already know what that
In case you didn't hear that. It's weird. I have a Kia Sorento, and I have one of mine that makes all that noise. And the rest of them are almost silent. This is one. I guess I should take that one apart and clean it and just lubricate it and whatnot.
Billy says, back to my heater install. I've got that PWM controller for my Switch.
Oh, wow. Billy is doing work. So, Jackbox, say thank you to Jackbox for that. I just haven't had time to mess with it. I mean, I guess I'll try to set it up at some point. So, Billy's got his little PWM. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Jackbox has a video on it. And you can basically make your fan be any speed you want. And I can understand that would be cool because sometimes the new fans, it seems like at certain speeds, they have a resonance noise they make that they're kind of louder than the original fan. And you can only, change the speeds 1, 2, 3, 4. You have different resistor things that give it different voltages to make it. If you have the PWM thing, like Billy's talking about, you can basically turn this rheostat, and any point in it, it'll be at a different speed. So it's more like a fine control. And so if you have a weird resonance noise, you can just fine tune it down just a hair to stop it from making that. I was also made aware this week about a problem with the JP Group front heater cores. I sold a bunch of them a while back. I never got any bad feedback on them. It's those silver looking ones. And this guy called me or emailed me this week. He was having a problem with one that he bought from somebody else. Getting it to bleed properly and put out heat. And so anyway, I don't know if anybody else is really having problems with them. Maybe they had a bad batch or something. But yeah, I'm going to look into, and then apparently Westie's making their own now and stuff. I mean, I was happy when those new JP Group ones came out because for a long time we couldn't get anything, or I had actually had some brand new ones made that were super expensive. I mean, they were made by this company that makes radiators for classic cars. And so they had made like a run of 4 of these for me. And I think each one we were selling for like $3.75. And I think I was making a total of $25 each off of them. So yeah, that was dumb. But I mean, I just couldn't really sell them for anything more than that. That was the problem. And so now, you know, we had these new ones come out. I was super excited. I sold a ton of them when they first came out because people were looking and looking and looking. And I got calls for them like once a month. People were looking for them. And as far as I knew, everything was going great with them. And now supposedly they're having problems with them bleeding properly. And people are having poor heat and things. So if you know anything about that, let me know. I'm going to check in with my suppliers and see if they're having any issues with it. But we might have to look into that. All right. Anything else? Nothing else. All right, guys. It is 6 o'clock here in New Jersey. And we are fixing to call it a night. Hope you guys had a great day and have a great weekend. Get lots more smiles per gallon with your Vanagon. And thanks for coming and joining us this week at our live stream. If you like us, please subscribe. Please click that little notification bell so you can be notified whenever we're having a video. Please give us a like and share. And if you want to give us a tip, if we have helped you in some way, you can do that through PayPal. There's a link in the description. Or if you want to become one of our awesome Patreon subscribers like Chris Snyder, Eric Schneider, Peter Benici, and that's pretty much it. And other people that help us out but aren't subscribers to Patreon. If you want to be a Patreon subscriber, please visit our Patreon page. There's a link in there as well. And we're going to be hopefully making more videos coming up very soon. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thanks a lot, and we will see you on the next time. Bye.